Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Deb. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. With the holiday season and family gatherings right around the corner, your vision may not be top of mind, but it is important to remember your sight is essential. As the year ends, now is the good time as ever to prioritize your sight, as you may have benefits that expire on December 31st. Joining us today is Dr. Singh, Retina Specialist. Doctor, how would a person know if they have a retinal disease like wet AMD, DR, or DME?
Deb, that's a great question. Initially in those diseases, there's very subtle symptoms. Patients might notice some mild changes in their vision, some distortion, some really, really small changes. But as the disease advances, the vision starts to decline. They notice more significant distortion. They may see lines on the street being curved or not necessarily straight anymore. They may see green blotches in their vision. That's a more advanced disease, and we really want to make sure we get them in even in the most earliest stages, because we know we can apply treatment options in those patients who have that earliest stage of the disease.
Could you tell us a few of the treatment options?
Yeah, there are a variety of treatment options that are approved by the FDA that are available for this condition. And Deb, that's changed over the past few years. I don't know if people are so aware of these sort of treatment options. These are anti-vascular endothelial growth factor drugs, anti-VEGF drugs. And in 15 years of using these in practice, they've revolutionized the outcomes we're able to achieve for our patients. It used to be a story before, Deb, where I'd hear from a patient that they had this disease and there was nothing we could do and they were going to go blind. And now with these treatment options that they're getting through these eye injections, they're coming in and being able to drive themselves to their appointment, being able to care for themselves, being able to cook their own meals. It's been a revolution in our field. It's really made me be proud of being who I am as a retina specialist, to be able to deliver these treatments to patients so they can keep doing the things they want to do in life.
Doctor, how frequently should we visit our eye doctor?
The American Academy of Ophthalmology recommends an annual visit at the age of 65 from that point onward. But I think for those who have a family history, Deb, of these diseases, like age-related macular degeneration or have a history of diabetes, or have other hereditary disorders that are in their families, maybe you had an aunt or uncle with glaucoma, for example, that's a person who also should be seen for just a routine eye care visit to make sure they don't have those things. Because some of these, again, changes are so subtle that you might not notice these changes, and you might just think you need reading glasses, or you're just getting a little bit older. As we all get more mature, we need glasses for reading, but you might just attribute it to that, and it could be something more serious and something that can be evaluated and treated before it gets worse.
Do you suggest that people maintain their regular schedule with their eye doctor even during the pandemic?
Deb, that's an amazing thing that we've all been able to do in this time frame. It's an opportunity for us to improve the way we've been able to help patients through this process. And we've created a lot of social distancing mechanisms in our offices to help patients be seen. We don't tend to move patients from room to room like we used to do in the past. We have sort of a one room environment where we keep the patient and evaluate them from the beginning to end in the same room, so to limit their exposure. We've expanded our schedules to make sure patients are distanced across the schedule and not necessarily coming in all together at once. And we've also done a lot of work to call the patient ahead of time and get information from them, and also call them afterward and give them educational things. And Deb, the importance of what I'm talking about here can't be understated. Even a 3-month delay in coming to see a retina specialist like myself for those treatment options, we have found in our research, can lead to a significant detriment in their visual acuity and their overall outcome. And so I think it's important to people to realize that while this pandemic is probably going to be around with us for a little bit longer, thankfully vaccines are around the corner, but still not in our hands, that the more we can do to help these patients be seen through these mechanisms and through these understandings of not interrupting their care is going to lead to the better outcome at the end of the day.
Doctor, is there anything else you'd like people to know about retinal disease?
Yeah, I would like patients who are listening today to maybe go to the website that I've partnered with Regeneron on working on. It's called looktoyourfuture.com. This is a website that explains some of the diseases we talked about today, talks about what you should expect at your eye care visit, and also talks about the treatment options you might be discussing with your eye care provider as a way of understanding these before you get in the door.
Dr. I'd like to thank you for taking the time this morning to talk with us. Have a good day.
Thank you, Deb.